Good evening, everybody. So tonight I want to talk about easy ways to boost your mood. Now, this is reference a condition that comes a lot up in the winter. It's called uh, SAD, which stands for seasonal affective disorder. Okay, my declaration here before I start is that I'm not a GP, but this advice, most of it is from a GP. However, um, ideally you're supposed to consult with your GP, and you might not be able to get hold of them. I appreciate that. If you're feeling extremely low states of mood, which you can check out on a PH9 scale, I'll give you those instructions in the comments. So basically, this can be uh, referred to winter depression. It's not uncommon, and as we go into the winter, the days are going to get darker. Cost of living crisis. There are going to be ways that will trigger your brain off to for a low state of mood, money problems, etc. And when we look outside, it gets darker earlier, that can trigger off low anxiety. So I'm going to give you a description from NHS and also some advice from a GP um, that can help you during these difficult times. And you know, some people might say to you, and you might have heard this expression, "Oh, I really don't like the winter. I feel it dark early." Oh, I know. I've been there, every year. I mean, I personally love the winter. I'm a former soldier, and I step up my training, which is one of my tips, by the way, in the winter. So for me, it's probably my favourite season, in all honesty, believe it or not. But SAD is real, and it's a very borderline condition between SAD. Uh, the acronym is quite ironic, isn't it? But and depression. Okay, depression can happen to anybody. We're not all Superman or Superwoman. It can creep up on you, and it has done with me quite a few times in my life, and I've been through childhood trauma, which is more of a PTSD and traumatic stress related area. But today I want to focus on SAD. So I'm going to read it out to you so I'll make sure that I'm clear. It's a type of depression that comes and goes in seasonal pattern. Okay, winter, summer. It's sometimes known as winter depression because the symptoms are usually more apparent and more severe during the winter. Expression, oh, it's getting dark early. Oh, I can't look forward to the winter. Those kind of things. I've only written down four different symptoms, which I think are important because if you recognize the symptoms early, ideally you should be exercising and stuff like that, before it kicks in. But let's go through the symptoms anyway. Persistent low mood. Now you can do the PH9 scale. Those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically a very quick assessment that psychologists, counsellors, and everyday people can use. They use it a lot in the medical field to diagnose someone that's moderate severe depression. Not every um, psychologist agrees with them, and I could argue that I would say that it's not always the best tool, but it's what we use. It's a series of 9 questions, I think. It would say, do you have little or no interest in tidying up your bedroom or something like that? I think there's. It takes about 2 minutes. I recommend it, just for out of curiosity, because just doing it itself uh, I can't give you any research, but it might help you. Okay, just lower your stress and anxiety just a little bit more. Um, a loss of pleasure of interest, which actually is on the PH9 scale. So you might have wake up in the morning, oh, I don't want to, just can't be bothered today, and that might continue over a week or two, in which state you're going downhill in your mind. Feelings, despair, guilt, or worthlessness. Now, those are quite big words. Worthlessness, um, you know, self doubt is kind of related to it, but we need to keep an eye on ourselves more so in the winter because sad is a real condition. Um, and I would argue as an independent researcher it's touching on the borderlines of the early stages of depression because that's how the mind works when we go in a low state of mood, okay, depression can quickly kick in for all sorts of different reasons. Every mind is different, every case is different. So this really video is about you trying to self-check on yourself and your neighbour. So once you know you've got the tips, what's working for you, share it with other people. Um, Number four, feeling lethargic, lacking in energy, and sleeping during the day. Now, your sleeping patterns might go adrift during the winter. My sleeping pattern's a bit like that. That's mainly because I watch too much content. I'm always designing, but I do keep an eye on it. I know when my sleeping pattern is going that way. So there are easy ways to boost your mood. Um, uh, Sleep disturbances are a real condition. Insomnia is a real condition. Um, and a lot of people, maybe sometimes you sleep better in the winter than the summer. I don't know. But keep an eye on your sleeping patterns. Watch out for changes in appetite. Okay, comfort food is quite a big one in the winter, I think. Um, Sleep hygiene in the winter. So the doctor's advice is, and what doctor this is from, taken from a show on TV. I've verified this; it's fine. Uh, you know, uh, Go to bed at a certain time, routine. Not always easy if you've got kids and you're a single parent. You're stressed. The better sleeping pattern we get routine wise really does lower our stress and anxiety. I find. I've written down here mindfulness. The official advice is exercise outdoors. Outdoors in the winter is incredibly good for your mental well-being. Um, I'll vouch for that because my boost in mental well-being during the winter is phenomenal. Just because I love training in the winter, so my brain, you could argue, I haven't looked at any research on this. My brain is actually sharper in the winter than it is in the summer. Maybe I don't know. Um, Nature. That's why walk outdoors. You ain't got to go for a run if if you've got medical conditions, etc. Be careful on that. Um, you know, uh, Seasonal affective disorder is real. As our moods change, war in Ukraine. Be careful on content. This is just my own advice. Be careful what content you watch during the winter. Some people will go, Halloween's coming up. I'm not promoting it. I'm a Christian, by the way. Just be careful on scary movies, okay? Because that can trigger off different emotions and violent films. We all want to get cozied up on a sofa during the winter, warm fire, hot cup of cocoa. Yeah, great. But be careful what content you watch during the winter, as in films, because films are a great way for us to relax. I watch films, not so much these days, um, and more really watching content to help you here on LinkedIn and other platforms. So just be careful around that. I hope this video was useful. Easy ways to boost your mood because I know that during the winter, and this is the times we're in right now, cost of living crisis. There's probably going to be more states of depression going into this winter than any other time in the last, I'd say, 20 to 30 years. That's how real it is. That's why I'm doing these videos. So I'm trying to go scout curate the best content to give you mental health tips for your mental well-being. Okay, but mental health is a massive area. Okay, and my own independent research, if you've not seen one of these videos before, is the relationship between mental well-being and emotional intelligence. So if you've seen this video for the first time and you haven't seen my work and you find this video useful, first of all, follow me. There'll be more of these videos coming up in the near future. I'll try to do one, two or three per week if I can. I'll increase it as best I can. Um, and yeah, just keep, and if it resonates with you and you understand it and it works, then share it with somebody, help somebody else. There is too much of selfishness in this world, and the idea of empathy and action, which is a domain under the EQ research that I'm doing, is to be kind to each other and emphasize with what others are going through in that moment. So you show up with some form of usefulness or kindness in that moment. So if this video works for you and you got some value out of it, share it with somebody else. That's really important because that will boost your own mental well-being from the chemical dopamine. It's just basically what we call the help center. Um, and the more we do those exercises of helping others, our own mental well-being just boosts. It just goes up, okay, which is where we want to be. So that when we do have those bad news, which will happen, which can happen, but our brains are more intact to prepare for those brick walls. Okay, I'll keep it short. Oops, 11 minutes. I've gone over the time now, so this will be a YouTube video first, going into LinkedIn. My apologies. I am a former teacher, so, and I can talk for Britain. I'm so sorry, but I hope you got some value out of it. Anyway, I'll close it there. I'm Stephen Farhay, the founder of the Learning for You family, and you can find me on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. I mainly live on LinkedIn. YouTube is really a small, humble beginning for me, to be honest with you. And I do own another YouTube channel called Mental Health for You, and there's over 100 videos there. If I remember, I'll put a link in the box. Please subscribe if you like this video and give me some feedback in the comments. I welcome that. I can only get better if you give me feedback. And that's it really. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this. So it's not a short video, it's a full, quite a long video, but I enjoyed making it. I hope you enjoy watching it. I'm Stephen Farhay with you here on YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and pretty much all over the internet, helping everybody with their mental well-being through equality in my research between emotional intelligence and mental well-being. Thanks for watching. Take care. Wherever you are in the world, bye for now.